my folks are currently on vacation. In years past, this normally meant that I would basically get a vacation at home. You know, yeah, there's a couple of maintenance things I'd have to do, you know, water the plants, go do this, do that, you know, etc., etc. But, this year is different. This year, we got chickens. Sorry, here. This is more horizontal. We got chickens. And also, apparently the hose wasn't all the way closed. That would be my fault. So this isn't first day that they're gone. I've had a couple of days, and boy, let me tell you, I've had a time. For one, I've got the camera on the tripod right now, so that's why it's like so elevated. I'm able to just sort of set this down, and oh, no, never mind. I was wrong. Oh no, I was right. Hold on. There's a hose head on that. How did I not turn this off all the way? That's what it's supposed to be like. So I'll run you guys down through the typical chore list of what I have to do to take care of the birds. I'll just set this right like that. So first thing that I normally have to do is check for the eggs. Easy enough to do that. I'm gonna be like back and forth, like on and off and all that. Needing to do things while also having to move the camera around is not easy. Not to mention also, this is really like the best day that I've had so far to do this, between either the stuff that I've had to do or the weather itself. This has seriously been like the best day. So, how my day normally starts is at about 7 a.m. I have my alarm set. I get up out of a dead sleep, go to the window, and start squinting out it to see if I can actually notice any of the birds outside of the coops. Because if I don't see them outside of it, then I have to then go to the window, a different window, bust out my phone, put the camera on my phone, zoom in so that I can see it from far away, so that I don't have to actually, like, you know, well, I'm not gonna go all the way out here in my pajama pants. I'd have to, you know, put a different stuff on, come all the way out here. Because I'm not wearing my pajama pants for the contingency if the doors aren't open. Because they're solar power doors. So it's a lot of stuff to remember out of a dead sleep. Luckily, so far, you know, knock on wood, I haven't had to worry about the power going out for those doors. And in fact, you should be able to see, not from there, but from here, the top of the door right there, that display, that means it's on. If I can see that red light, it means I'm good. Seeing that red light is a very good thing. So, they're noisy all the time. It's very annoying. And it's like when you talk about them being noisy, they get noisier. It's like they know, regardless. So, I go back to bed, get the rest of the sleep that I can get out of that, wake up a bit more tired. Shush! I'm talking to the camera. Here, this should make you a little quiet. Boom. Somebody get that. Anyway, so then when I'm actually awake, I come out here. I have to do a check on their food, make sure that, like, if it rained during the night, none of the rain like went slanted into that coop and like clump up all their food in there or something like that. So far, so good. Let's see. Then I have to get a half a little Dixie cup of chick grit because they're still young. They still need chick grit. They can't just have like a big old container like that one right there and just have it out. For some reason, don't give me that look. I see you right there. You just gave me a look. I will not tolerate this disrespect. Anyway, then, you know, I have a jacket on that Dad told me that I should wear because the pockets are nice and soft coming out here. And then I check by opening the back of the coop right there, those 3 latches, to check for eggs. So, you know, I'll just take a quick look. Get out of here, stupid ant. So we'll just take a quick look in there. I've already gotten 5 eggs today, so there might be one more. I kind of doubt it. Nope. The fortunate thing is that there's only one spot in the entire coop that they lay the eggs in. So at least they make that kind of easy for me. They're just loud the rest of the time. So then, if I've gotten 5 or 6 eggs, then I normally know they're done, because it's usually about how much they get. And might I just say that it's really, really awesome to know that, you know, so much money has gone into these stupid chickens. So much time and care and attention. First of all, 5 of them are still money sinks. They're not even producing eggs yet. And the rest of them, okay, they are producing eggs, but we're actually getting too many eggs. Like, so I had a party just last night, actually. Maybe that's why I might be a little extra grumpy today. I'm not sure. I'm not, like, hungover. All right. It's only getting darker out. That's not good. So I'm not... You good? I'm not, like, hungover. I will say it as many times as I need to. But I am a little bit sleep deprived. And I would very much like to just get this done and over with. So, I went over the morning stuff. Depending on how many eggs are there, I have to come back out and check. So, usually, sometimes it's like... I think the first day, there were like 5 eggs there right away. And, or no. No, the first day, Dad actually got them before he left. And then I got 2 more later on to make 6, which meant that they were done for the day. They don't lay more eggs than there are chickens in one day. Which is very helpful, I've noticed. I also hate being near this side of the yard because I know that this part of the yard is very close to where, you know, next to the woods. And next to the woods is always where the ticks hang out. I don't like ticks. I don't think there's anybody who does. But I digress. So, get out of here. I don't even know what that was. So I then have to check like another 2 hours later, because for some weird reason my dad is paranoid. They're like, oh, you leave the egg out in the thing too long, it's gonna start cooking, or something stupid like that. I looked it up, like the eggs aren't gonna go rotten, they're not gonna spoil, they're not gonna start cooking just because you leave them out in the coop for a couple extra hours. It's not even that hot out. Like, okay, like today was the first time that I saw the sun in several days. And obviously the sun is not out anymore. In addition to that, they're in that. They're not gonna be like cooking in the sun. The sun does not get into any of those windows in that coop. So, the other daily task that I have to do per day for these stupid chickens is involving their water. And the first night that I'd take care of their water was really annoying. I decided I would just do it just at night, last check of the day, that I'd be outside for, because he wouldn't like it if I didn't come out and check him in the evening. Not to mention the fact that I don't even remember where I was going with that. So that's what I'm doing right now. This is the evening check. This is the last to like come out and take a look at them for the day. The only thing I have to do after this is just make sure once it's dark out that I can still see the displays on those. Because if I haven't, that means that the doors haven't closed. Now, I did talk to Dad on the phone, and he gave me a little bit of leeway in that if the display's turned off and the doors didn't actually close, I don't have to then climb into the coops and then manually close them with an extra battery pack that we have. But I would have to do that if they didn't open in the morning. I almost kind of wish that was flipped the other way around. I would much rather like at the end of the day, because I'm more attentive. I'm like awake at the very end of the day, as opposed to, well, at the end of when the sun goes down, as opposed to like my alarm's going off. Okay, gotta go take a look at the chickens. Yeah, I can see the lights. I think I see the lights. Hold on, I don't know. The chickens went. Oh, great. Go there around because that was this morning. Went around. I had to do like I said, whip out the phone, zoom in on the camera, look really closely, and I could see the display on that. And after I did that, I was like, okay, so the displays are on. That means that they're on. And then I saw one of the blonde chickens walking around. And I was like, okay, we're good. I don't have to scramble and get out there because, again, Dad made it very adamant, and he had like, that tone that like you gotta do this tone. Like, there's no question about it. You have to do this. This is non-negotiable. You can't do it later. It has to be done exactly when this is supposed to happen. There is no exception to this, even though logically it shouldn't matter at all. But if they're not out right away, I have to get them out right away. There's no like, oh, well, they can wait just a little bit. Okay, maybe they'll get a little antsy. I don't think they'll fight. But regardless, I would still do it. I may not like the chickens, but I'm not heartless. Now, the thing that I'm supposed to be doing right now, first I always start with the old birds. So what I have to do with them is go into their pen. I have to sort of lift the bucket, check their food. Now it seems like I have to fill the food up every 2 days. This is now the second day since I filled their food last. Which is dumb because all they do is just spill like, well, it looks like 80% of it on the ground anyway. So, like this feeder is dumb, I guess. But I have to fill it up anyway, so that's the next thing. I have to do that, then I take their water out, bring it out to what I like to call the new cess pond, because that's kind of what it's winding up being. I have to clean that. Why don't I just start? Show, don't tell, you know? So this is gonna take me a little bit. I will try to set this up. There's a good chance it might go out of focus because the camera really doesn't like trying to focus on things through mesh. This is a constant that I have found. So first I'll be doing the food, like I said, then I will be bringing out the water. I'm gonna have to... I'm a person who likes to keep his hands clean, so moving the tripod without washing my hands in between is just... I don't like it. But I don't really have much of a choice now, do I? So, they seem pretty content right now. I am going to be able to sneak in there without them all crowding around. I'll be able to get to the food even though they're kind of crowded around it. Doesn't really matter, they'll move out of the way. Then I can snatch the water, get back out here, move it, then I will bring the camera around to where it's needed, so, cool. Alright, so first off, I got, right. Go. Okay, never mind, they're crowding around now that they know they're about to have a visitor, so there's a little trick that Dad taught me, and it involves berries. So we got some blueberry bushes over here. Nothing that I don't have to stoop down to pick up. I hate feeling the grass on my legs because it feels like it's just gonna give me ticks. Yeah, so the thing is that I just need to pick a bunch of blurbies, you know, blueberries. And then I just drop them in over on the side, and it provides a highly sufficient distraction so that I can actually get in without them crowding around. Alright. Look at that. Handful of bloobs. Blueberries, that is. Don't confuse that for anything else. Alright, boards. Here's a snack for you. Help when the thing doesn't actually go. Never check your food and try not to step in any of your crap. Alright. It feels a bit on the empty side, which means I gotta fill it. Yeah, it's not like empty, but it's empty enough. I guess the nice thing is that you don't have to worry about spilling. If you spill it, you'll just join the rest of the food. They're already on the floor. Well, I say the floor, it's just the ground. Gotta fill it up pretty much up to the top. Which is something that I did. But these chickens just eat through all this food so quickly. It's not even funny. I'll secure the lid to that in a second. Alright. You got new food. I got your water back in a second. So, the big thing about their water, I will explain once I am over here. And bring you guys over here. Yeah, I do just want to say, possibly one of my least favorite things about this is you can just smell the chicken dust just by being close over here, and it just sticks inside of your nostrils. Like, it'll be like an hour later, you'll catch a whiff of like chicken dust, and it's just like, I'm just trying to sit here. I'm just trying to enjoy myself right now. Why do I suddenly smell that? Probably because it's just embedded in your nostril. Anyway, so I had a time with this the other day. Give me just a second, I will arrange this. I'm gonna need to like wipe this entire tripod down. I'm feeling raindrops. You've gotta be kidding me. Really? It's not supposed to rain like for over an hour. Alright, so those chickens kick up a lot of dirt and crap, literally, into their little water trough here. So, how I was taught to do this was lift up by the handle, swish, 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 and then just dump it backwards. Make sure that the nozzle part of this is pointed outward. That way it gets more water out when you go to dump it. And you're not gonna wind up getting everything. but that's all right. So while it's tilted back, you take that lid off and you put it on the one at the bottom because we need to hose this thing down. Not to mention this thing just needs water in it in general. Now I need to go and get the other one from the smaller chickens, so let's go and do that. And let's hurry because, like I said, I can feel raindrops and I'm really not thrilled about that. So luckily the blonde ones make it a little bit easier. I don't need to do any subterfuge with that. Ugh, I don't like trying to touch the camera with this. Now, actually, hold on. There's one quick thing that I want to show because I don't remember when it was, but you see how the screws are a little raised up out of the doorknob there? Yeah, methinks that I got maybe sabotaged a little bit because after I'd already unlocked everything, I went to open the door and the doorknob came off with the screws. Whole thing just right out. So I hurried up and did the latches, and then I had to like just put it back in and manually turn the screws. I haven't gotten the Phillips head screwdriver to try to screw them in yet, because it's been secure for now. But it's been like that. Why was I able to just yoink the entire doorknob out of the door? It's like a Three Stooges bit. We're like, you know, we're in a hotel. Things are going kind of wacky. I'm just gonna go this way. Whoop. What kind of doorknob is this? Anyway, so there we go, and boom. There. All right. Yeah, their food's still good. All right. Luckily, these ones are still kind of cowardly. And when you try to enter, they just run away. They don't run up to you like the other ones. Now, some of you might be like, oh, it'll be really funny if you went in and then the latch fell and then you got locked in and they got stuck in there until Uncle Larry got back from his vacation. First of all, what's wrong with you? Second of all, emergency stick. I actually tested this from the outside, mind you, and even when it's like this, with enough hits and enough patience, you can smack this latch out with a stick from the inside so they're not locked in there. Because if I did lock myself in there, I would never hear the end of it. So I'm not doing that. So let's go back over to where the other water is and we'll dump out the, I'll show you what I gotta do next as the rain continues to pick up. I really thought that I would have had more time, and the radar said that we weren't supposed to be getting any rain until about 8. It's like 6 something. All right. So set this back down. We're going to reposition you guys over to this side. There we go. Okay. So just like before, just swish and rinse. Do it a couple times, try and get out as much as you can. And then while it's laying back, you do this. There's a lot of steps to this. I kind of wish that you just had like another pair of these and then just exchange them out every other day instead of needing to take them out, wash them, and then put them back in. It would make more sense to me. So this is the part that we need the hose for. Because for this, it's just a matter of blasting them on the outside of their basins. It's just max pressure, and you just want to get the dirt off the outside. It's also good to sort of wash off as much as you can on the inside part. So, you know, it's easy enough to do that part of the cleaning. Now, the part that I wish that we had two very easy, like, next to each other hoses for is that I still have to, like, do a little bit more cleaning on this, and I gotta dump out the water inside and then refill it. So, yeah, first you gotta just pressure on it, and then I might have tightened this a little too much. Again, you don't want to turn the whole thing in the dish. But I got that finally. Yeah, that looks gross in there. So I need to dump that out, which, you know, very simple. Just like you dump anything else. And then it's just a matter of refilling it. This is gonna take a second. So I'm gonna do this, I'll do the other one, and then I'll turn the camera back on. See these water drops? This isn't rain, this is splashback from washing off that one thing. I haven't washed the other one yet. But I'm gonna be taking this one back, so I'm gonna set this up to go and watch as I do that. Luckily, it's a little bit simpler getting in than anything else, so hopefully not too much rain gets on the lens, because I can't do anything about that because it's still raining. All I know is after I do this, I'm going to need a shower again. So we got 4 gallons of water to last them reasonably multiple days. But they kind of drink through it quickly. So bring this on over to the door. I gotta use it to kind of ward them off, you know, like a spirit repelling lantern or something. I don't know. And then put it back where I got it from those cinder blocks. Here we go. Hopefully they don't escape. That would be terrible. It's not an invitation, don't do it. Back up, back up. There you go, there's your water. Take a sip. The first day I did this, I hoisted it up too high. I don't even know how I did it. And I must have tilted it too far, spilled all down my shorts, soaked my shoes and my socks. My shoes only just dried today, and that was days ago. These chickens are annoying. All right, so let me go finish doing it for the other birds. Theirs is a lot faster, so it won't take me as long. And then I'll meet you around on the front of the other coop. Shoo! Get out of here. You'll get your water in a second. Just let me actually get in there first. This. And there you have it. That's me checking the chickens. You know, part of the daily routine, even though there's more than that. Only thing I have to do left, like I said, is just wait for it to be nighttime. And then I can, you know, take care of the, let's start to try to get this thing out of the rain. So wait for nighttime, look outside, make sure that it doesn't, that the doors look like they've closed. I know roughly what time they should close, so I just check a little bit after that time, and that should work. Just get this thing out of the rain. And you know, it's probably the worst part about this. This isn't even his only vacation. He's got multiple vacations. We're not even underneath of the awning. This is completely pointless for me to be right here doing this, like this. It'd make more sense to do it like this and stand back so that I am not in complete shadow, which also means I'm also standing back in the rain again. This has been how the entire week's been going since he left. And not only is he taking more vacations, this is the most vacations he's ever taken. This used to be vacation time for me, too. Now it's I have to do extra. That's a little messed up if you ask me. You know, go out and collect the eggs. Like we actually have like too many leftovers right now that I feel like I'm more obligated to eat through that than to eat through the eggs, which also means now we have a ton of eggs. Imagine all that pulled pork that I made, which I'm very proud of. In fact, here's a picture of it right over there. I took a picture of it with my phone after I was done with it. Look at it, scrumptious. If you're on my stream on Twitch, because I stream 8 p.m. Eastern on Fridays, you'll see my last VOD. When I was playing Zelda, I had to keep getting up to go check it and then running back. I was a little extra that day. But then again, I was very much stressed. I forgot I still have to take care, I still have to unhook the hose from the nozzle and put it back to the regular thing, because that's the hose that goes to his garden. I'm fine with a garden. I don't have to change food and water for a garden. Gardens don't typically have to deal with poop. Like fresh poop. Chickens do. I never wanted these chickens. And now when he goes on vacation, I'm the one stuck taking care of him. How does that even work? I would have rather had a dog. At least then I could feel companionship. The eggs don't feel like enough. Alright, this isn't going to count as a shower. And I feel like I need an actual shower. Let's see, I think that I've gone over all of my woes thus far. Spilled the thing on me. Accidentally pulled the doorknob out, which I'm sensing sabotage, Dad. The fact that today, trying to clean the thing just kept back spraying all into my face, and I feel... Ugh. Because, you know, it's not even like it's just sand, it's like dirt and, you know, their actual poop that goes into their water basin. So that's kicking back when I'm washing it. It's not like I'm using soap or anything. So I feel gross, and you know, of course, it started raining, even though it wasn't supposed to rain for another like 2 hours. I can't believe I'm saying this. I almost can't wait for it to get... You know what? I just had an idea. Because I'm not taking care of it, and, you know, it keeps getting thrown in my face like, oh, you eat the eggs, don't you? Oh, then you gotta take care of them. Because I hate that argument. Because we're not gonna get eggs otherwise. What's the point? We already spent a ton of money on this. Why would I buy more eggs? We're just gonna get eggs out of this. Technically, they're not even free. But I digress. Earlier on, we got a double yolker. Dad's gotten exclusivity to all of them. Every last one of them he got. Well, I'm the one who got this egg. And I'm the one who's been taking care of the chickens. I think I earned that double yolker. So you know what? That's gonna be part of dinner tonight. I'm gonna have that double yolker egg. And if Dad doesn't like it, well, he's got a bunch of other eggs. He can go suck one. Ho, 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 ho. Alright. That's gonna be it. So, grab yourself something cold to drink. Put your feet up and relax. Probably inside. And not in the rain. Like I am right now. And I'll meet you at the lounge. Hopefully not too mad at the chickens. Yeah, I'll have a roast chicken tomorrow. That'd be a nice dinner.